What is up, guys? It's Samim. I just wanted to hop on today to share some wins. This is my client, Till. He is a total badass, went from in person trainer to online. I'd like to kind of share a part of that transition. Yeah, Till, I guess tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Who do you help? How long have you been doing it?
Okay. All right. That means thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak up and tell my story a little bit. So yeah, I'm from Germany originally. I am living in California now. I started training myself when I was younger, when I was 16, graduated, went to study physical therapy in Amsterdam, and through that came here to California and fell in love with California. I have been working in a gym since high school. Always been passionate about fitness ever since I started, and been training, doing fitness training on the side. And then while I was studying, I kept it up, and over time, this has developed into a greater passion of mine. And then, especially here in California, I just realized, hey, this is the perfect environment for me to do what I love to do, to help people. I realized personal physical therapy is not directly what I want to do. I want to incorporate it more into like helping people really change their life. Um, so yeah, I finished, graduated, came here to California, and for most part, I have been, or like basically, yeah, the whole time until just a couple of months ago, I've been doing mainly personal training. I had some people that I coached on the side, a little bit online, again and again over the course of the years, but I never really had a system. Didn't really like know what online coaching really is. My specialty was really like personal training. Um, and yeah, now I'm here. I've been, as I said, training people for a long time, and then throughout this COVID period, of course, and I've been doing it on the side the whole time until, yeah, like for most of us during Corona, a lot of things changed, and I made the decision to dive all in. There's a little story to it, but we don't need to go into that. And yeah, just did personal training, and then I saw the challenges, and me being here, being from Europe, when I put it out there that I'm going all in with my coaching, I had more and more people that had been following me and known me for a long time reach out. So I was trying to. I never really thought that online training would be something for me, because I really like the communication, the contact with people, and because I'm good at personal training. And also I feel like because I didn't really know how exactly to do it. So I was a little bit like, yeah, online training is there, but I didn't have the systems in place. And I also, for me, it was always one thing like marketing and all these things. I just didn't really know how to do it. But I had these people, I had that opportunity come up, and then through our friend Kate, who introduced me to you, because when I told her my struggles, like, hey, I don't want to take on like a bunch of clients, and then I know the quality is going to go down. I don't know how to scale. It's me. I don't know how to charge people enough for what I feel like I'm giving. And then Kate connected me. She's like, hey, you should talk to Samim. He's doing exactly you guys are like what it sounds like you want to do. And yeah, I reached out to you, and then we've been working for like I think 3 months now,
Few
September.
months now. I mean, I guess rewind back. I mean, it's obviously you come a long way, and yeah, we are very similar. It's funny to watch, and you see somebody who's similar to you but also different, and realizing like that progression and watching you grow is really cool. In just 3 months, you've done some really cool stuff, and we'll go over that in a minute. But kind of rewind back before we started working together. What was the biggest challenge you were having, with going online and getting in front of like quality people?
So there were a few challenges. First of all, I only knew that type of like that coaching, which is what you see everywhere online, where people like sell their programs, and it's like cheap coaching, like for $100, $200, $300. And I knew, like, I kind of felt like, hey, this is not my coaching style. I don't want to just like give out programs to people and like do video, like either just like an email, which I've experienced myself with other coaches, or I knew that this is not how I get people results. And because before I've tried a little bit and I did more that type of stuff, but it's like, this is not for me. For me, it's really important to get results with people. So that was one. I didn't know how to scale. I felt like, hey, for me, it's like, I want to talk to people, and yeah, how can I only have a limited amount of time. Communication and quality is really important to me. And I just didn't see really the opportunity, like how to get in front of the right audience, because I knew most of the people that I had from my Instagram stuff, people had this like, whatever, like I wasn't sure like how to charge appropriately for what I feel like, hey, this would be my way of coaching. And I didn't want to sacrifice or lower my standards. So that was something that was holding me back. The other thing is, I've been active on Instagram for years, and for some time we liked it, but like at some point also it became just like a little tiring for me, like trying to put out so much content all the time, and like with the Instagram algorithms, I felt like people wouldn't really see, like
Sure.
read anymore. I was like this is not for me, just putting out stuff like 2-3 posts a day, which is apparently what you have to do now. And so there were a few things that all led together. And again, I didn't really have the system in place. And especially, I think, in terms of like long-term thinking, the scalability. Even though I kind of felt there was potential with this, and I knew that I could help people, and I knew that the personal training was only part of it. And the whole time, what I did before already with my personal training clients is, in order to get results, I knew like I was coaching these people already. I was telling them about the nutrition and sleep and lifestyle and supplements. So I knew this is exactly what it is. But it just like, there were a few pieces here and there, and I didn't know how to put it all together, and felt honestly overwhelmed a little bit with like this whole pressure of COVID. And just, I think maybe one of the reasons, like how to get in front of the right audience. And yeah.
Yeah, because I think what's interesting is that you're like a really good coach. You're super knowledgeable. You're a hard worker. Like you had all the elements, and I think there are a lot of coaches out there who do have those same qualities. But the truth is, majority of people, aren't able to get in front of the right customer, right? So, they're getting on the phone, or they're trying to make offers that are low ticket, or they're trying to sell their services. But the reality is, I think what a lot of people are doing in the coaching space is they're just telling you to get on the phone, or just post a lot of social media. But the truth is, like, you can do that all day, but if you're not in front of the right customer, you can't necessarily make the offers you actually want based on the quality of your coaching, which is what I've seen. Like, I've seen kind of the back end of how you operate, how detailed you are, and I'm really impressed with it. So what's cool is to watch like how you're really detailed and organized, and how you've gotten in front of the exact customers you wanted, who've been able to pay you a premium. I mean, this last week, what you did, like, no, yesterday you did an $11,000 sale. And I think in total, how much have you made in total since we started?
Yeah, I've sold coaching for like 28,000 now.
Wow, 28,000. So you made $28,000 in the last 3 months during COVID, all online. That's crazy. That's all. I mean, it's, to me, I love it, because I feel like a lot of even online coaches are just undercharging, but not only that, they can't even get in front of the right people if they did want to charge more. So watching you kind of implement the LinkedIn system we have has been really insane. I guess if you were to kind of go back overall, like, what do you feel like is the biggest thing within, the way maybe we've gone along, or the coaching we've done, that's made an impact on you personally?
I think one of the greatest things, in which I told you also in the beginning, which is why when I signed up for the program, and I went through all like the content, and you had exactly like, it was the structure. And like the funny thing is, like I told you yesterday on our call, it's like the one thing that I hear with my clients is really structure is such a key word. Like everybody literally is telling me like, I don't know, I feel like I don't have the structure of the plan. And it was exactly the same for me in terms of like my coaching. I just didn't really know how to piece the puzzle piece together. And I was like, oh, there's something here and there's something there. And I was picking up stuff from, I was following so many people and like this one thing, but I didn't know how to put it together, which led to, yeah, more like overwhelm and stress. And so when I started, I went through the content, and so exactly like, here's where you start. First, you gotta define your target customer, and then like define your offer, and like what makes, so all these things, these worksheets, it gave me so much clarity. And like, I mean, the first week or so, dude, I was like in work mode. I was workflow. I was working till late, and because every time I knew exactly what to do, like this is the worksheet, like this is what I do, and it gave me so much clarity. And then once I had all of that like kind of set up, and and I felt like, hey, I have my system in place now, and I'm ready to take on my first client. And then obviously, so again, like as I said, I had like some clients before, but was like way less organized and structured. And then I took on my first client, and it's, with every client you get more like you figure out like what works and what doesn't, and you get a little bit more confidence, and you fine tune your system. And now I have multiple clients, and like I have my system set up and everything, and I'm really like confident that I can scale to the extent that I do want to scale, you know, without like sacrificing my service or you know, the quality. And yeah, that's been hugely helpful. And then of course, like the whole time also showing me, or for me to experience that I don't have to like put out content every day and all this. It's more like quality, and it's like getting in front of the right audience. Also for me, like the system that we're using, how to get in front of the right audience without me doing all the work manually, and just like the quality of the conversations that I've been having with people who responded, and you know, it's just completely different. And I feel like just overall I have much more clarity now. Like I have my way. And honestly, man, the cool thing is I'm just, now I see like I'm just getting started, because also now with having the systems in place and the clients, and I'm like, and I, the more testimonials I get and the more I put this out, and it's going to have like, it's like, you know how it is, it sounds like slow, and I see, I mean, I feel it, that it's going to have this effect, because I see how it's all coming together and how I'm much more like confident in like that I'm on the right track. And yeah, just like the guidance from you, and honestly, I mean, exactly what we provide as coaches for our fitness clients, not only in terms of business, is like the guidance and like the feedback, and here, try this and do this, and like, you know, content. And big part I will say is also is, of course, the sales part is like learning how to yeah, sell yourself, because it's something we need in life all the time. Like literally everything is in life a sale. That's what I've learned. And like I think many other coaches probably, and like many people who are passionate about coaching, and I've talked to a lot, is like this hesitancy like to sell yourself.
Mhm.
You have, I don't know, like with like marketing and sales, it kind of has this, you know what I mean, like I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't want to push people, I don't want to do this.
Has that
But
slimy feeling, you feel like you're not
this is not
representing who you
me,
want
I'm
to
a
be.
coach, and you come up with excuses, you know what I mean, you say like, you tell yourself like, I don't know, I don't want to do this, it's not my style, I don't want to sell myself. It's bullshit. It's just excuses, because you
Yep.
don't know how to, and you're not successful, you know what I mean, and you have all these like limiting beliefs. And I mean, yeah, this is and I already knew on a deeper level that this is the fact, but I didn't know how to like free myself of that, or how to, you know, get started. And now like with all like the practicing and you giving me feedback and everything, it's been, yeah, man, it's been just huge for me, super helpful, and I'm much more confident. And like now I enjoy it all, like all parts of the business, you know. I mean, there's still some things that I'm but I'm just getting it done. But especially this, the biggest part is like the sales, and it helps when you're confident in your product, and you know the service. And that is also like all that clarity came with, you know, the yeah, your like the online, the program. So
Well, no, for sure, man. I think the interesting part is, yeah, I think a lot of people are afraid of sounding like a used car salesman. They don't want to sound like there's someone who's like desperate for getting sales, etc. And that only happens when you know how to communicate your value. And I think it's like this disconnect. And obviously, you came in and you've done the work. Do you feel like this was really specific to you? Do you feel like it was just generic, or how do you feel like this program was set up that felt like it was maybe different from things you've seen online?
I felt like, so I mean, of course, like the basic or the basis, like that course initially was a little more generic, because I mean the basis is the same for everybody. Everybody
Sure.
has like it's the same with everything. Like there's a certain level of basis. It's like what you learn in school, because it's the same for everybody.
Sure.
And then at some point, yeah, you need to individualize and customize. Like again, the same that I do with my clients. So. But everything that I've done and I've learned was applicable to me, because I mean, I can still like, even within your course and like the stuff, I'll still pick and choose like things that are applicable for me, or like
Sure.
there are always multiple ways to go about. So when we talk about content or so, you know, like I like, hey, yeah, this is more content for me. So all the course that we have and the contact, and I mean, obviously when I talk to you, it is very much tailored to my personal situation, and you know me well now, and I mean you coach me in a way that I coach my clients, like a lot of personal contact. You really get to know me, so you know, like I'm very like analytical and like very kind of I'm a little perfectionist with the stuff, and I focus a lot of quality. So you know exactly like how to guide me in the right direction. And yeah, I mean, like, no, the course overall is very individualized to me, I feel like.
Yeah, I think the interesting part is that, like, yeah, you're right. A lot of sales marketing has its basis, like you said earlier, with like the avatar, with getting detailed on who you're serving, how to communicate. But I think the parts where we got more specific was like getting specific in the LinkedIn, how to get in front of the right people. And you know, you've seen it yourself. Like pretty much how many percent of your sales you think came from LinkedIn overall? The last one you got was a lady in finance, right?
Hmm.
The $11,000 sale.
Yeah, so far it's been about 50%, but that's only because I mean I just started and I had this huge following from Instagram already before, and now I was able, because these were already a warm audience, and like
Sure.
when I put it out there, they came to me, but I was only able to sell to those people because of like the training that we've had and like my confidence and me being able. Before I would have honestly, dude, I was like thinking about this. I was like before, like if I wouldn't have worked with you, and I still have some people that I talked to before, and I'm sometimes like they're like, oh, sorry guys, you missed out. Like if they come to me now, I would have sold my coaching to them for like a fraction, and I would have felt the whole time kind of like which I have done with people before. Like you feel like shit. I mean, I'm already giving them so much, and I mean, it's not their fault. It's my fault. You know what I mean? And I feel bad because I know, hey, in order to get results, and like my type, like I want to do more research. I want to give them more. I give them more time. But I kind of feel bad, and I would have done the same thing with these people had I not, gotten the confidence and the training. And I know, and I mean, again, so I'm not focusing on Instagram anymore. I still have that audience. I still have my account there, so there might still come something in. But I'm really focusing on, on LinkedIn now. And as I said, I see, so going forward, I see how much easier it is there to like get in front of the right people without that they necessarily have to like read your content for years. And again, so I know how it is. Like now, the more testimonials and stuff I get, at some point, like with way less work, I can achieve much more from LinkedIn. And it's just more, honestly, it's just much more enjoyable for me because, again, the quality of the people and the conversations and everything is different.
That's just be more direct. I think like we have something in common. We're very direct, and I think it's like on LinkedIn you waste less time. Ultimately, like obviously, everything works, right? I think we're not going to sit here and demonize Instagram or Facebook, but the truth is, you've made your highest ticket sales from LinkedIn.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And for me also, like it's also something in my mind because I'm very much someone like I've really just over the last few years or so kind of developed a little bit like this hate-love relationship with like these social media platforms.
Sure.
Like honestly, man, dude, I not hate, but like dislike Facebook and the way it's gotten, and then also Instagram in a way, like the algorithms and how they favor like really like quantity over quality, plus like the whole like more stuff that's going on there with like I don't know, just like the people. I don't like the philosophy of these companies and like where this whole thing has developed. I feel like the level or like the niveau has gone down so much. So I am really like the funny thing is I'm trying to actually, I'm like, God, I want to spend less time on Instagram and Facebook, and like I really want to spend less time. And even but at the same time, like, yeah, but I use it for business. But it's like it's kind of so like business and business and pleasure is so mixed. So then for me, it's like, yeah, I gotta do something business, and suddenly I get sucked into like, and I watch the stories or I watch this shit, and I don't want this. So even when I try to do business on Instagram, it's never purely business. I still have a bad feeling because I feel like, hey, I'm on Instagram, and like with LinkedIn, for example, it's something completely different. Like honestly, man, the content on like LinkedIn is not something where I like, oh, I want to read all this stuff because but I feel much better because I feel like, hey, I'm on LinkedIn, I feel professional, like, hey, I'm really doing something for my business, not with like doing business on Instagram and then spending time. So that's something for me, just for my own like peace of mind, because I've always wanted to reduce my time on these platforms and kind of was in a struggle of like, yeah, but I also need it for business. And now with LinkedIn, it's the complete opposite. So that's really for me big.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I feel like LinkedIn's just more of a professional network. I feel like you're getting the job done when you're on there, and like you also get just better quality leads overall. So it's cool to watch. Which is no, it's been fun to watch you push and grow and make shit happen. And it's only 90 days. I mean, 28 grand in 90 days isn't bad for just starting. I mean, just transitioning from in person to online. Obviously, you're about to blow it up without a doubt. So, well, cool, man. I guess like looking kind of forward a little bit. Let's say, what would you say to someone who's in the same position as you were before you started? I know maybe what hesitations did you have before you signed on, and what would you tell somebody who's in a similar position?
Yeah, I think, what I would say, like, before what I have is like, I'm the type of person, I'm always like, hey, I can figure this shit out by myself. Like, because I know I follow all the, like I follow so many people and everybody's giving advice and free content, you know what I mean? Like free content is good. And with free content, you can somehow, like in a way you get all the puzzle pieces, but the thing is they're just puzzle pieces. You have to put them together. And this is again, like, it's like the structure that is lasting. Like if you know, like if you only know one food is good and like here, like this one exercise is good and stuff, and then you kind of feel like, but you don't know how to put it together into a program. And that was kind of for me, the whole time I was like, actually with you, not so much anymore, because I'd already made that realization before that, dude, I'm following people, I'm watching content and for so long, and I've done all these like cheaper or like free like courses and stuff. And it still hasn't gotten me anywhere so much because like they're really the clear direction and it's still too much that I have to put together myself. So, sorry, what was your question?
Yeah, no, it was like,
oh yeah, okay, I know what it is. So yeah, I would say like for anyone who's in that situation, and for me, what I just realized, like, hey, dude, honestly, it saves so much time, it saves you so much effort. Again, this is why people get coaching. You don't just pay for you pay for the shortcut basically in the peace of mind. And like for me, that's been I already knew that before, and I was like, dude, I'm really, and I also knew that the more I invest into this coaching, that the more I would get out. It is always the same, because the more you invest, the more you are invested. And I knew like, hey, if I do another like free course or like a $500,000 course, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, do the stuff. And first of all, I can't expect too much, because like, how could I expect someone to whatever, like talk to me personally and hold me accountable and really push me? Like, if I only spend like a little bit of money, like they don't, like if they're a good coach, you know, like their time will be
they're not gonna do that. Yeah.
way too valuable, which is exactly because I was in the same situation. And I also knew that, hey, if it's so cheap, then it's like, hey, I don't know, you get caught in this like doing it later or whatever. Right now, you're just like less invested. Right now, it's like, dude, I paid for it. I really want to make this work. You know what I mean? And maybe you kind of even like overlever a little bit, because with all the uncertainty and that, like but it's like, dude, if you don't make this work now, yeah, you lost out, and you kind of, you're in a hole, like, you know. So I knew and I wanted this, like I needed to make a deal, do this for me. And honestly, I mean, fuck yeah, it has paid off. And yeah, that's for me, man. Honestly, yeah, you can figure everything out on your own, but it's gonna take you years. It's gonna be so like rob all your energy. You can't, you know, that energy that you could use for other things. And there's all this overwhelm, self-doubt. It's just, I mean, God, people, we are like, we need communication. We need other people. Like we can't do all this stuff on our own. So I'll say,
You know what's
yeah.
interesting? It's kind of like the smarter that you are, it's like you kind of go in circles, because it's like you know so much, but then the truth is, it's like you have all these doors, and everyone's like, well, I'm going to go through all the doors, but a good coach is like, go through this door first. And so whenever you go through this door first, you can get the result in like half the time, because you're not wasting so much mental energy trying to be a know-it-all. We all, like, I mean, you're a smart guy. I'm sure with enough time, you could figure out a lot of these on your own, but the amount of effort you have to apply to go through every door, when I'm like, Till, just go through this door first, and then go through the third door. It's like I'm able to tell you order of operations, which you go through first, even based on where you're struggling specifically, right? Whereas like, let's say people even bought a course that's, you know, even has some similar initial principles, the detail starts to happen as you are further in. And I think like a lot of people just miss out on getting specific help for themselves, because like your problems may be different from somebody else's, but if I solve your problems with somebody else's, you're just like, I didn't need that, and it's going to become frustrating. So
This is, yeah. Now that's the thing with like these generic courses, and when you just have like courses where everybody's getting the same, and even if you, yeah, what I mean, like even some places where you do get a little bit more and you get like group courses, so it's still going to be general, you know what I mean? And yeah, so exactly what you said. I like sometimes like, hey, maybe I know too much, I want to do too many things, I get too much input. Sometimes like you got to just like put everything out there, like you consuming all the content stuff. Like you told me a few times before, like, I just want you to get those videos done. Like I was telling you, like, dude, I want to do this and this, and like I didn't know which was more important and which would like lead to basically like a greater benefit or like return like in a shorter time. And you're like, dude, just do this, do nothing else until this. And I needed this. Otherwise I would have always done like this. And then you jump from one thing to the next, and then you get nothing done, and it just stresses you out. And you're like, so yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy like how I think it just depends on if somebody values time. Obviously, you're a really hard worker. Like you can't take away someone's work ethic. I can only take so much credit for like your implementation, but obviously like you have the right qualities. Like you're an action taker, you're serious about what you do, you're good at what you do, you deeply care about other people, and like you have all those elements, and then you just listen. And so when you combine those, like we can have a really good coaching relationship. So, but either way, guys, this is Atil. He's amazing. I just wanted to bring him on today because truly, right now we're in December. He just made an $11,000 sale yesterday from LinkedIn from someone he's never met in his life, and they've never seen like almost any of his content. So I don't say this because, you know, you're guaranteed to do this tomorrow. I'm just saying that if you're somebody who's tried a lot of things, maybe you put a lot of content or you're doing different things with Facebook or Instagram, you've never tried LinkedIn or you've never gotten in front of the right people, and you know that you're capable of being effective, but you don't know how, then this is probably for you. If you're lazy, if you're somebody who doesn't like to work, definitely isn't for you. But obviously, Till is a testament to what happens when you focus, you apply yourself, and you invest in yourself. So yeah, obviously, great job, man. Really excited to continue to help you. We've obviously got time ahead of us. But yeah, so thanks again for having us today.
Can I say one last thing? Because I just want to say that. So, and the funny thing is, you like now that I've experienced this, I know, dude, like everything is possible. And when I watched your videos before, so I was always in that position. Like I seen these other people say this, like you don't believe it until you experience it, until you've made some of those sales, and until you've seen it. But I knew it was possible. But once you have that, like first you do the first and the next, and then everything comes together. So yeah, dude, I just want to say also like thank you, dude. I really appreciate you, all your help, and thank you for the opportunity to share that here.
Absolutely, man. We got a lot of stuff ahead. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, this is Till. Talk to you soon, man.